everyone, and welcome back to Formatherapy. This is the Culture Study. I'm the channel's video producer. You can call me PD, and it's been a minute, hasn't it? We're catching up on old videos that I have missed out on over the past few weeks. Let's be real, it's been a past few months, but we are finally catching up. I am finally settled down. I just moved to LA. We have our brand new set, and I'm ready to get back into things. And today we're going to be starting off with TAEYEON's Spark. TAEYEON, one of the most prolific singers in the industry, back with what looks like a powerful solo endeavor. TAEYEON seems to weave between something that's loud and edgy to something that's more slow and powerful, like her ballads. And if you know me, I prefer the pop over the ballads, so I'm excited to check this out. Just judging from some of the GIFs I've seen on Twitter, people using response GIFs of the clip from the music video, just looking at the thumbnail, it looks like it might be something that is right up my alley. Now, before we begin, this video is brought to you by a returning sponsor, Dashlane. Dashlane is one of the most important apps on my phone because it is a password managing app, but it does so much more. It just makes life on the internet a lot easier. Not only does it help you manage your passwords, but it also stores your credit card information. It also stores your passport or driver's license info. I know me personally, I don't like carrying around a wallet. I like to keep things minimal, and most often than not, it is not on me at all times. So whenever I have to put in my card information, especially on a site that doesn't autofill, I need my card info handy. For me, one of the best features of Dashlane is that it also has a desktop app, and you can get a browser extension where whenever you type in your password on any site from now on, it will automatically store that information onto the Dashlane app without you having to manually add it yourself. So Dashlane is all about convenience. It just makes using the internet hassle-free, especially because now we're getting into websites where the requirements for passwords are getting so much more complicated. You need capital letters, you need numbers, now you need special characters, and you never know which site needs which. If you guys use the link in the description below, you get a free trial of the premium version of Dashlane, but it's also a free app. So once you try it out for a month, you can still keep Dashlane and still use the basic free version as well. But if you do decide to keep going with the premium subscription model, you can also get 10% off using my link below. Thank you, Dashlane, for sponsoring this video. Let's check out Spark by TAEYEON, and this is your Formatherapy.
내 마음도 너 같아 타오를 듯 위험한 살포신을 눌러 덮으려 해봐도 꺼지지 않는 너를 어떻게 해야 하나 열일 줄만 알았던 그 작은 온기 속 뭐를 감추고 있었니 내 안에 내가 많아 온 밤이 소란한데 혹시 내 말을 들었니 이제 타이밍이야 눈뜰 새벽이야 불티를 깨워
Ooh, okay.
꺼지지 않게 불티 붉은 채 더 크게 번져
Oh, I actually like this sound for TAEYEON a lot.
작은 불티야 불티야 꺼지지 말고 피어나 불티야 불티야 새벽을 훨훨 날아가 새 불티야 불티야 춤추는 몸을 살라 새 불티야 불티야
Why does this remind me of Why does this remind me of that song Set It Off? No, the band is called Set It Off. I think it's called Why Do We Worry? Oh, wow. Ooh, what is that?
춤추듯 온몸을 살라 새 불티야
Ooh. Probably one of the most powerful things in this music video is actually the lighting. I mean, it's got great camera work, you know, great cinematography, but these visuals would not be as compelling without this very dramatic lighting. Ooh. Huh. Ooh, that is beautiful. It's been a while since I've heard something pop related from TAEYEON. TAEYEON's been putting out a lot of ballads over the past few title tracks, and really, I haven't really been this obsessed with a TAEYEON music video or a song since Y. She's had great music videos in the past, but this one in particular, I am feeling it. I do want to go over the video and sort of go over some of the key stuff that really stood out to me. But in terms of the song, the production of it actually sounds incredibly Western. It sounds, oh man, somewhere between like folk and pop, like somewhere I feel like maybe a sound from like the 2012s, like that kind of Imagine Dragons of Monsters and Men, kind of that very larger than life vibe, but somehow mixed in with the very Korean style of vocal production that, you know, only TAEYEON can provide. If you think about just like the structure of the song, especially the chorus, I'm just thinking, this is not a conventional K-pop song. And I'll speak on that as we're watching it again. But seriously, does anybody else think that this sounds like a Western folksy production? Sort of like an indie production? All right, let's just check this out again. The lighting is... It's interesting how they managed to make the lighting on her so cold compared to the warm background. Look at how soft the lighting is. Oh my god, that's so cool. I love that transition right there. Hold on, let's stop right there. I love that transition in that... I'm sorry I'm chewing a nut. I'm really hungry. It's like 4 in the morning. I just came back from Korea, so... Oh, it's 6 in the morning. I just came back from Korea, so my time zones are like all screwed up. But I really love that transition from that close up to that wide. How they turned these standard lighting into this dark blood red lighting. Cuts to the next scene, which is also this dark blood red lighting, but because it's so dark, the transition seems really smooth. And then as it's pulling out, it turns into the standard lighting again. So it looks like this one fluid shot, even though they're completely different. That was really cool. I'll try not to eat any more nuts. This part. See, this is the part that makes me feel like this is a folksy Western production. The clapping, is it a clapping or is it a snapping? But that kind of like that rolling sound, like, sounds very, very like, again, sounds like Set It Off to me. But I could see like an Imagine Dragons sort of influence. See, and the main thing that's driving this song is actually a guitar. That's so cool. I love what they're doing with that spark in the background. I mean, I have to assume it's totally a practical effect because it is just, it's providing such a dynamic background. That's so cool, especially because it's spinning. That's a great shot. Her boots on fire. That's a shot you're seeing in the video a lot, just like the light having like an oscillating moving pattern. Or just like snapping. It's gonna snap right there, yeah. They're switching the lights on the fly too. Yeah. A lot of the lighting is practical. Looks cool. Alright, we're about to get like one bad shot. Oh, that's cool too. Generally, this scene is shot really well. I mean, this is like all on a green screen. This shot. This is not a good shot. I'll talk about it afterwards. See, this shot works. But in general, this whole green screen set just looks really good. Spark, it's very confident. Honestly, I definitely judged the book by its cover because I was expecting some kind of Latin influence type song. I thought it would be a summer type song, but that's not the vibe at all, and I love that. I mean, the music video could easily be for a Latin summer-based song, you know, and Korea is just like obsessed with that. But I'm glad that this is just so much more subverting expectations. The music video is actually relatively simple. Very few setups, a lot of close-up, a lot of glamour shots. In terms of the intricacies of the production, I don't know, it goes on par with everything else, but this definitely has a lot more of a minimal feel compared to everything else, especially because some of the sets are just like a stone pillar altar type situation going on. But I think they definitely focused a lot more on the pyrotechnics here. I have to assume most of that fire was practical because it looks really good, because fire is like one of the hardest things to fake in CG. And speaking of that green screen element, that background, let's toss up the photo right here. Yeah, this is what the new setup is for, so I can like just like boom, like bring up photos. So this scene I'm not a fan of, this shot in particular. They don't use it that much. I think they only have it twice in the music video. Let me tell you why it doesn't actually work. In general, filming green screen, especially when you don't have, you know, all the budget in the world to make it look good, is one of the most difficult processes in actually filming. And a big issue with a lot of green screen elements, it's hard to make it look real. And lighting plays a big factor and depth plays a big factor. And so if you look at this shot, one of the big things that definitely makes this video so radically odd is the lighting. You have a hard hair light coming from the right of TAEYEON, but then if you go to the other side of the dance crew, you have hard lights coming from their left side, but the sun is in the background. Like, yes, obviously they're using artificial lights, but good lighting is supposed to be a suspension of disbelief, you know, kind of not thinking about where it's coming from, especially if you introduce an actual sun element. You know, you're trying to say the sun is in the background. You know, they do a good job with the background where it's completely silhouetted, like the buildings are silhouetted. It should be because the sun is in the horizon. But why aren't they silhouetted, right? And if you look actually at whatever the thing they're on, like the crane is silhouetted. So it's lighting literally only the dancers and TAEYEON. And so that kind of takes you out of the moment. You know, obviously it's a music video. You can give it a pass. But I would say something that they could have done better is the buildings itself. The buildings are actually really too flat. It's just straight up a silhouette. More realistically, especially if you want to make this look more real, light should be bleeding in between the buildings. There should be some reflection and scatter. So the fact that it's just plain black makes this a flat image. And so all of a sudden, what makes this look really fake is that everyone is like really three-dimensional in the foreground, but in the background, everything is flat. So it looks fake. In general, the green screen elements were actually filmed really well because they actually shot it with, you know, there was that uncanny valley type of look, but because the camera was constantly moving and doing these like sweeping crane shots, it actually gave it a lot more depth, and it looked like they were shooting on a huge soundstage for this, and they were doing close-ups of TAEYEON, close-ups of the dancers shooting at an angle, so that makes the background elements feel a lot more real. It's just this shot in particular. I'm just nitpicking. You know, when you have a music video that's actually really this good, you kind of nitpick only on what you can actually like kind of critique. So that's really the only thing. Overall, the music video is really awesome, and the song has a very, surprisingly very airy, open soundscape to it. It sounds more like a song for a road trip, a song on an adventure. It feels more about growth rather than the volatility of fire. You know, maybe it's because it's called Spark, you know, it feels like the start of something, right? So that's really cool. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you learned something today. Let me know what you thought about Spark by TAEYEON. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought about the song and the music video. Also, once again, thank you to Dashlane for sponsoring this video. If you guys want to get Dashlane for free, use the link in the description down below. Trust me, I use it myself. Also, if you'd like to support this channel, we have new merch. Go ahead and check out this merch. It's our end of the year winter/autumn merch, but we're sort of combining all the seasons. If you want to know what any of the designs are inspired by, they're actually in the description of the link. They all come in different sizes and different colors, so these aren't the only colors available. You can check them out. Link is in the description below for that. It's on Teespring. I would greatly appreciate your guys' support on that. Also, if you guys want to help us out for free, go ahead and click like down below. Leave a comment while you're there. It helps us out with YouTube's search algorithm. That would be a great way to do so. If you're new, go ahead and click subscribe over here, I guess. Be notified when we upload a new video, and go ahead and check out all our other videos in the playlist over here.